Hey, this is JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's May 5th, 2025. Looking out at Ibex Peak from Saturday. We went up skied Kent Peak, and that was pretty amazing corn. It's despite the forecast not having the best overnight freeze, we found frozen conditions and actually had to wait a little bit. And if you're still enjoying this broadcast, just to do a one-time donation or even better, sign up for that monthly sustaining membership. Today and tomorrow is looking pretty similar. We're going to have some isolated rain showers in the valley, snow above 8,000 feet. Not really much happening accumulation wise. And then it's going to be getting warmer and warmer throughout the week. So we still got some moisture out there with this big cutoff low to the south of us, and another low is going to develop Tuesday. And then we'll be in the clear with nice weather, approaching close to 80 on next Saturday. And a little bit of rain potentially on Mother's Day, although the way this one fizzled out, we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens with that one. If you're still chasing snow out there, there is a lot of snow out there looking at all the north faces and east and west. We're going to have a good overnight freeze for Tuesday. That being said, with all the stormy weather, it's going to make the timing a little bit hard for corn. It could be pretty hit or miss out there. And we did pick up a little bit of new snow yesterday. We'll look at that in a second. It's going to take some time, a little bit of time for that to cook into the crust. So it's going to kind of ski like hot pow before that. And there are still reports of chalky powder above 10.6, but it's mostly wind affected, so not like the dreamy powder we want to ski. All right, looking last night, what happened? Couple hundreds of an inch fell in the valley floor with those afternoon thunder showers, and mostly kind of developed around Ketchum and was heading north. But you can see areas like over in the Big Lost, Stickney Mill. Never actually looked at the Snowtell site before. Picked up a little over an inch of rain because it was pretty isolated where that cell was coming through from southeast to northwest. And then a little bit up in Stanley too. So it did get some rain out of the storm, but not nearly as much as I was expecting. Morning temperatures were in the 40s in Haley and Ketchum, pretty warm, in the mid 30s in Stanley. Mountaintops are below freezing. Looking at the satellite, there is quite a bit of moisture out there. You can see all that light blue. Those are low-hanging clouds, usually signifying valley fog. But looking out the window, not really seeing that. Either ways, it's showing there is a lot of moisture. So you could have some afternoon thunder showers develop with that moisture in the air. So this is when you can kind of expect that to happen. Right around 1 or 2, you can see a couple of little cells develop around Haley and Bellevue, and then over in Cary. And those do have potential that maybe have a couple of thunder associated with it, but doesn't look like that much at all. And then we play through tomorrow, kind of similar timing. Well, actually, kind of like in the morning, we're going to see some rain and snow showers as this secondary low develops for a hot second before getting absorbed into that big low that's down in southern Utah. And that's about it for moisture for the next couple of days. So really not looking at too much. The snow line is going to be at 8,000 feet. So it's mostly going to be hitting the higher mountains and really not too much moisture to speak of, just a couple hundredths of an inch over the next couple days. I'm kind of actually a little surprised that there's not more painted on the map for Tuesday, because it looked like there's a pretty good band of rain coming through in the morning. All right, let's look at what's happening on a little bigger scale, looking at the GFS. This wants to play in motion for me. Come on. All right, so yeah, you can see Tuesday, there's a little low develops right here, and that's going to kind of usher in that little band of moisture Tuesday morning, and then it's going to get absorbed into the bigger parent cutoff low to the east here, and then that whole thing finally moves off to the east, which gives us an upper level ridge of high pressure, so nice weather, and it's going to warm up more and more throughout the week. As we kind of have just a ridge of high pressure over us. And you can see this low up in the Gulf of Alaska is going to slide down for Saturday evening into kind of Sunday is when that trough really moves in, and we'll probably see a cold front develop between that warm and colder air mass and see some showery activity Sunday afternoon. So not really looking like much, but we'll see what happens. It is going to be approaching 80 on Saturday, which is pretty outrageous to think about for the beginning of May. Mountain temperatures are going to be holding off, being pretty close to freezing throughout the week until Friday and Saturday. Those overnight lows won't be as good, so it could be pretty good to still continue to chase corn out there. Looking at upper elevations, we are going to have good freezes throughout the week until maybe Saturday. Even Saturday, like I was saying, we felt we got enough freeze from that long wave radiation cooling off the surface at night with those clear nights. So I could expect that to last for next weekend too. Looking around at the SNOTEL sites, you can see the black line is our current season, the green line is our average, and we've been on pretty fast decline here with our snow, so it is melting off pretty quick, and that's across the board. This is for, that was for the Big Wood, so kind of Wood River side of the mountains. This is for the Sawtooth and White Clouds area, pretty rapid decline over there. And then really rapid for the Lost Rivers. They barely got above average this year. And it's melting pretty fast over there. Although it'll be still holding on. This is like looking at the Mackay side. Most of the northern faces and eastern faces are into the Pissimiroy. Looking at the long range, we are just looking at hot temperatures for the next few weeks, with slightly above average for precip. It does actually, this is kind of new to me. This cools off for the second week. Is that the second week? Second week of May. And we might be able to get some more moisture squeezed out of the sky before it again warms up and then have equal chances. Yeah, these long range models kind of always all over the place week to week. So I have little faith in them. We'll see what happens.